It's bordering how perfect we want to see ourselves. With mature talent, excellent features, the best grades, high numbers, the best job, best marriage, and settling with the perfect combo of husband, wife, kids, happily ever after, and the list goes on. Then we cling onto online models wanting to be all about them, scrolling through their every post and updates just to see if we're good fit. We beat ourselves despite in spite our God-given self, just because of the pictures we see and the videos we watch. And when all this is done and we are done replicating them and don't excel the way they do, we ask, why? Why is this so difficult yet Mr. Role Model does it so well? Then we begin comparing our unique self to others. See, our emotions get stronger and stronger when we look at the same thing every single day, and by doing this, we get insane emotionally. And when the sane mind goes off, it's off. Then we keep wondering when all this will end. We take 1,000,001 selfies just to choose that generally accepted one. Then we compare them to the filtered ones we see online. And if they don't match, we just keep the camera film rolling and rolling. And then when we find the pearl among the swines, we rejoice as though the prodigal one is back home, when in reality it went nowhere. We feel satisfied, yet another battle is waged. The caption. We search high and low in our favorite writers' blogs and books just to find that funny, interesting, and catchy caption. And then when we found it, a sigh of relief calms our mind. See, I wish we knew that this relief lasts for 1 minute, because the next minute we are up again looking for more likes and soothing comments. When will all this end? You are you, and nothing can change that except you. And when you decide to replicate and not you get a distorted form of you. See, the scariest thing I'd never wish to see in life is a human with 6 eyes, 6 feet, and even 6 hands. But in reality, that's what we do to our mind when we try replicating those persons. Be the best of you. Be you. Welcome back. So, having watched that spoken word, we now get to see the struggle of being you, which most people pass through. Now, what does it mean to be you? First, we know that when we were born or when we were given birth to, we were kind of empty. We didn't know anything. And when we came to the world, we had parents to train us, teachers to drill us on educational matters, and other people to help us. Even in my childhood days, I've been to different places, I've seen different things, I've seen different people, and I've met like different situations. Even at a time, there was a time I went to a particular friend's house, and they use timetable normally in their house to regulate their meals. So I was like, wow, since they excel so well, let me like copy it in my own house. So when I got back home, I told my mom and I started using the timetable, but it didn't work. It didn't work that way, because that is not how we were fashioned to be. First, we should know who we are. We are the image of God. And let me try and illustrate something to us here. Yeah, so I'm back and this is what we got. A pen, yes. So I want to use this pen and illustrate to us how we are the image of God and how we can be us as the image of God. Now, this pen, as you can see it, can you see it there? Yes, we can see it. So this pen is the image, the object rather. Let's say this is like God, the object. And then when you take a picture of this pen, you get the image of the pen. You get. So now this pen has its image in the phone. The object can actually turn itself around, but the image can't. The image is static. That's actually how we are. God is like the pen. If you want to have more details about the picture or the image, you want to know all about the image, you go to the object and like turn the object to see um like the other side, the rear view, the back view, and other the front view. So that's what I'm trying to illustrate. We are like we are the image of God. That is just it. Let us make man in our image. Shey we are the image of God, and so if you want to know who you really are, you have to look at that image and like, okay, let me see the perspective. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is this, and this is that. You look at the real object to show you how to be like who you really are. So that's what I'm trying to illustrate. And now, in our quest for being us, you don't have to carry another. You have your image already. You don't have to carry another image, like clinging to models, wanting to be all about them. You are you. Yeah, and also when we do this, we are sure to get pressure from around. We're sure to get that people that like influence, let me say it like that. We are bound to get influence from friends, from neighbors, from anywhere. Like influence comes from anywhere. So and when we have this influence to like let's say jump and pass, we should make our own rules and make it count. Okay, our rules should always bend to that of the word of God, because pride is always lurking around. Do you know what is pride? Now let's watch this to know who pride really is.
I am pride. A great enemy as far as human is concerned. I'm always official, ma'am. I'm not casual as other sins. Other sins take you farther from God, but I attempt to lift you above God. I'm not just a sin, I'm a mother of sins. Once I get in touch with you, your ego sparks. I keep you preoccupied with thoughts about yourselves and all about you. I'm really a slippery slope. Watch out for me when you say things like, I did really well today. Even for the fact that the boss didn't show up, I took care of everything. And even when you just find that I control you, you may say, I fight pride really hard and I'm glad I'm aware of it. I wonder if people are aware of pride as I do. That's still me talking. As I said earlier, I'm a slippery slope. So watch out because I'm deadly too.
Yeah, welcome back. So, having watched that, you have like a clue on what pride really is. Pride is something that's very creepy, and that Nebuchadnezzar was a king that had a lot. He had many achievements, many medals, if it were to be in our time, many awards. As a king, he had plenty riches, and he now went out and like, I've done this, wow, this is so nice. And immediately what happened? God struck him to become an animal. He went to the bush and he started eating grass in the bush. That's how pride is dangerous. And it should not be because of that, like because of our own rules, because of how we see ourselves, that will stop us from doing God's work. Basically, all of us are different. We all have our different nature and this and that, but that should not stop us from doing God's will. For example, I am an introverted and shy person. For example, now I don't like going out and all those things, and then I because of that I exclude being hospitable as God has said. being hospitable, sharing the word of God, because I don't like meeting people and all those introverted qualities. I have them. No. Or because I'm self-willed and I'm like independent, then I should not be obedient. So you get, it doesn't take you not being you. It's just like bending your rules to the word of God. So being you should not take the good part from you. For us to be the real us, we should always learn to look unto God, the author and finisher of our faith, the creator of who we are. He alone knows how best we can be. Just like the spoken word say, be the best of you. You cannot know how best you can be. Only God knows how best we can be. Do we get? So now, what you should take home is this. Don't look at any image apart from the object, like God. Don't look at that image and be like, I want to be like this person, I must be like this person, strive to be like this person. No. And then you hate yourself because of, like, you're not like that person. Shall we get? So look onto the object, that's God, for to be who you really are. Study him. That's why we have the word of God, to study him and know more about us, more about our perspective. Just like the illustration I just gave, we look at the object and then know more of the object, the image from the object. So I hope you took value back home. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.